My name is Anosh Dhondy and this Fiat Elegant is what drives me. This is a 1957 Fiat Elegant, also commonly called as a Dukkar. Dukkar meaning pig. Basically two reasons. One is this center light looks like a pig's snout and the curved behind like a pig's derriere. Now, how I came about getting this car, it's very simple. I had to do nothing. My grandfather had bought it in 1957. He had my dad. My dad started driving it when he was of legal age. And then when dad had me and I was of legal age, I started driving this. Now, you'll see that this is a two-tone color. And I can go on about how we selected this two-tone because the white matches the nice shape of the car. But that's all hogwash. I think in 1961 or 1962, this car used to be parked below the house and it was below a tree. And the crows and the pigeons would keep doing their business daily and it screwed the paint on top. So my grandfather had the brainwave that rather than cleaning it every day, let's paint it once and paint it a color which might sort of camouflage what the birds are doing every day, so it makes it easier to clean. And while this may be a 1957 year of manufacture car, I still use it as a daily driver. It's very simple to use, to be very honest. It doesn't have air conditioning. Creature comforts are a bit non-existent, let's be honest. But the steering is surprisingly light, which is why it helps me drive like a complete lunatic through traffic. It's very easy to drive this like a madman. You can't drive this car sensibly. You just can't. You can have the most sedate driver in the world, put him behind the wheel, and you're going to become a raging lunatic by the second gear. It's that addictive to drive, it's that fun to drive. These tires, which are not radial, they are cross plies, which means you have no grip, which is what makes it even more fun to drive. Even in the dry, so in the wet, it's a hoot. And it's very simple. It's one small engine, power driven to the rear wheels, and you need one nut behind the wheel to do what this car can do and more than what it's supposed to do. So as you would assume with a car that's been in the family since 1957, which is what I'm assuming 67, 68 years now, there are a lot of stories with it. And most of them are hilarious because it's of things that have gone wrong. There are no good stories when everything goes right. That's boring. On our way to Goa, I was driving with Dad. We had left from Bombay at 8 o'clock, making good time. And just as we were approaching Amboli Ghat, while I was driving, I pressed the brake and the brake pedal went in flat. There were no brakes. I assume maybe it's heated up or there's some problem. I drive for a bit, I press the brakes again. It's absolutely dead. There's no life in the brake pedal, which means that we've lost brakes. We pull aside, open the bonnet, check there's no brake oil. So evidently we were leaking oil from somewhere. But we were stuck in the middle of nowhere where there were no villages that we could see, no shops, no nothing. And there was no way I could get below the car over there to work. So we decided we'll head down Amboli Ghat in the Fiat with no brakes. I'm driving. I take about 3 turns, and because you have to slow down without brakes, you have to slow down using the gears. I crunched through the gears in downshifting and Dad was very angry. He said, you're going to destroy my gearbox and more importantly, you're going very slow. We're not going to make Goa in time. I said, we are going slow because I have no brakes. I'm going downhill without brakes. So then I come to a slow stop on the handbrake. He takes over and then we go down entire Amboli Ghat without brakes as if it's all normal. And I'm not very religious, but in about 30 seconds, I downloaded the entire Avastha into my head and one hand was on the front door. I said, if he goofs up, he can go down with the car, I'm jumping out. My life is more valuable. But we made it. We came down the Ghat, found a washing center where it had a pit so we could go below the car. We found what the issue was. The issue was luckily just the rear left brake was leaking. We blanked off the pipe there. And then we headed back to Goa, filling brake oil on 3 brakes, which was fun until I pressed the brake and then the car started stepping out from the back. But I used that to take turns better and scare the other people on the road also. So another point about an old car in general is that you tend to gravitate towards certain communities. So you will have a Sunday morning group which drives, which is the CDG Classic Drive group. Then you also have another group which is brand agnostic. Anyone and everyone is welcome. Old cars, new cars, super bikes. That's called Autodos. And we go out on drives together. It's quite fun because Autodos has supercars and it has old cars. And it's great fun in me trying to harass and irritate the others in their more expensive and faster cars. And I'm always somehow there in their rear view mirror in some way. Like especially through traffic, it's very difficult to get away from this car. And I push it more than it should be pushed at times. It's gone on a lot of rescue missions whenever someone's car is broken down, because this car will always have tools. So anyone has an issue, more often than not I've gone to help in this car. So I'm not sure now if they equate this car as a rescue car or this car as the car being common when every other car of theirs has failed. But I don't care, I have great fun driving it. So this is the heart of the car. Basically it's the engine, 4 cylinders, 1100cc. Power is adequate, let's be honest, nothing great about it, but it can punch about its weight. I mean, what is there in it? There's really nothing to go wrong. So now as far as the looks or styling goes, it's a very simple design, but yeah, it's a nice, the back is nice and rounded, the top curves in. The advantage of having the two-tone, apart from the reason I told you all earlier, is that a different color shade highlights this curvature. So I like that part. There's a uniformity in the design. Everything is rounded, there's no sharp edges. If there are, they have roundedness to them. So like if this dicky is rounded, you have a crease here. So on the front, we have fitted a sun visor, sunshade. Now this is not a standard fitment, but these used to be period accessories available at the time. And I don't know, I feel that it lends some character to the car. So while it is still rounded, it has a sort of straight line, sort of like a pick cap to it. And yeah, the main thing which used to terrify me as a kid was this. So I was very thrilled about the car having opposite opening doors until I found out that they are called suicide doors. Until the age of 10, I was terrified of the car. Why is it called suicide doors? There has to be some very dark history to it. I still don't know what it is, but I'm not scared anymore. So that's okay. You got the nice Fiat emblem here with a silver chrome putty coming. And I mean, that's it. The design is what the car is. It's just an outline of simplicity which gets the job done perfectly. There's nothing else. I think that sums up the car, to be honest.